Hello, community. So, you ever see a story about something that you didn't realize was a thing, that you didn't know this was something that was going on, or that was a big enough thing for this to happen? That's exactly what happened when I saw the story about Nintendo basically won a lawsuit against R4 Flashcart resellers. I didn't know R4 flashcards were a thing. I didn't know they were a big threat, but apparently R4 flashcards are basically, some are made for the DS and some are made for the 3DS. And they're the size of a 3DS game, exactly the size of a DS game. And what these flashcards allow you to do is basically drag and drop files onto them. So in a sense, you could drop a ROM of a recent released 3DS game on it, pop it into your 3DS, or the software that allows you to run that, so make the 3DS think that it's a legit copy, and you could possibly play it on your 3DS, or a game on your DS, or software, whatever. And so it wasn't just that this was a lawsuit that they won against two major Japanese resellers, was that Nintendo and 49 other plaintiffs were offered damages that totaled 95,625,000 yen, or 946,000 US dollars, plus or minus based on the current exchange rate, obviously. And that some of these 49 other plaintiffs were basically like Konami, Namco, Square Enix, Capcom, some of the plaintiffs in the case. Now, it wasn't so much that they won this lawsuit, because obviously it's a flashcard that fits in their system that allows people to play stuff without buying it, And they don't allow that stuff on the system, so there you go. But also on the 3DS, Nintendo has also done updates recently to block a lot of these flashcards. But there are still some that it doesn't block. Because let's be honest here, the way things work today, it's almost impossible to keep up with everything to stop your system from not being somehow compromised, or some way you can play that game without buying it. But one of the things that surprised me was that basically this victory reinforced a 2009 Japanese law that made it illegal to sell R4 carts in that country. And that the government even went a step further last year in Japan by making it illegal. They passed a new law that made it illegal to even import R4 flash cards into the country. So basically, if you were to buy one and have it imported, you'd be breaking the law. Now again, Nintendo is a very important company in Japan, and obviously the 3DS is a very important device for them, so for them to protect that device makes a lot of sense. Even to protect the DS, because there's still a lot of people who are buying it, and there's still a lot of people who are buying games on it, and there's still games being released for it. So for them to protect that makes a lot of sense. Listen, sometimes as gamers, we like to get, we like to do the cutting edge. We like to do the things that the ULA says we can't do. But sometimes we go too far and we cross the line. That not only does it compromise, get us in trouble legally, but it also could hurt the people who make the product that we love. And why I think the R4 card is like a cool technology made thing, the fact that he's used to basically, not buy the games and basically, and I have one thing, I'll say this. For anybody who's actually downloading a game and not buying it, they're never going to actually buy the game. This is one of the biggest misconceptions in the whole developer argument about illegal downloading or people who don't buy the games, is that the people who didn't buy the game were never going to buy the game, and that's the reason why they didn't buy it in the first place. That these numbers they throw out there a lot of times are completely false. That these people were never going to buy the game. These losses are completely made up, because they were never really losses, because these people were never going to put the money down for your game in the first place. But if you made the game and you wanted somebody to try it no matter what, well, then you should be happy because people are trying your game. But at the same time, I'll flip this around and say there are times that people I've known tried a game who didn't buy it and liked it so much that they end up buying the game. This is the part of the argument that no one seems to bring up when they talk about emulation and the other stuff, is that sometimes people try the game and they found out they like it and they actually do buy it. That they actually do lead to sales sometimes. But what do you think about the fact that Nintendo won this lawsuit? What do you think about the R4 flashcard? Do you think it's right, wrong? Love to hear your guys' opinion of it, and I will talk to you guys again soon for another video. Bye for now.